Hey guys, so back to the Q&A video. I mentioned that someone asked me about how do you calculate macros, and the person that asked me that, I can't even pronounce your Instagram name. Some of you guys have crazy Instagram names. This actually might be your last name, so I apologize for saying that about you, but it's at HOUOG23. Maybe you can give me a phonetic breakdown of how you say that. But anyway, you asked me about macros. So I have my really good friend here, Catherine. We've known each other for about a year, and I'm gonna calculate her macros for her. And in the process, you're gonna learn how to calculate your macros for you. So Catherine, I just kind of wanna start by talking about what your goals are. So, over the last couple of years, what have been your main health and fitness goals that you've been working toward, and what are you working toward right now?
Yeah. So basically I'm wanting to lose weight and then tone. I noticed that over the last couple of years, I've progressively eaten worse or not eaten at all.
Yeah.
And I've packed on some weight. And as I'm getting towards my 30s, I want to make sure I'm going into them with like a good habits and good workout habits as well as nutrition habits.
Okay, and I feel like you are like perfectly in line with what everyone else always tells me. So that's really good. So what I want to do is talk a little bit about what you're currently doing, because everything is all relative. So like if you are currently eating X amount of calories, then that's gonna play a big role in how many calories I'm gonna have you eat going forward. So if you had to guess how many calories a day you're eating right now, how many calories would you say?
I think on average, like depending on how much I eat, it would be probably between like 1,200 and like 1,900.
Okay. And
every day is different.
Okay, so you do have days where you're eating a low amount of calories and then days where you're eating high calories.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's gonna be really important going forward is that you don't do that, because when you yo-yo like that, that is a recipe for weight gain, because on the days that you're under eating, you're kind of teaching your body, okay, let me hold on to the next meal I eat is fat. So if you can be more consistent, let's say every day you're eating 1,900 calories, you would be reaching your goals much faster than if you were doing 1,200, 1,900, 1,200, 1,900. And I think you even mentioned to me a while back or even recently that sometimes you go below 1,000 calories. Yeah, so those days, just think about it, you're setting yourself up to hold on to a lot of fat on the days that you do eat 1,900. So that's one thing that we're gonna fix, is be more consistent about your calories. Okay, and so macronutrients are carbs, proteins, and fats. What I do is I start with how much protein are you gonna eat every day? Proteins, I don't know why I say proteins. Okay, protein. So as a rule of thumb, especially for someone who's lifting, I typically recommend to someone about 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. I happen to go over that. I have clients that I put under that. So it just depends on the person. So I start by how much do you currently weigh and what is your goal weight?
So I weigh 160 and I'd love to get down to 125.
Okay, so I would probably start your protein out right around 130. I'm just kind of using some intuition here, but it's a little less than 1 gram per pound of body weight, but it is a little bit more than your goal weight. So, and you are gonna be working out, so about maybe 3 times a week-ish. We'll still figure that out. But, so we're gonna say that you're gonna eat 130 grams of protein per day. And I'm gonna teach you how that looks. So don't worry if you're like, what the heck does that mean? Don't worry about that. So now carbs and fats. Carbs are the wild card. My thing with carbs is I want you to eat as many carbs as you can while slowly and steadily losing weight, because if let's say I fed you no carbs, you would feel like horrible. Like your energy would just tank, unless you were in ketosis, but we're not gonna do ketosis with you. Your energy would just kind of suck. So we don't want that. So what I'm doing is calculating right now. If you range between 1,200 and 1,900 calories a day, I'm probably gonna put you for now around 1,700 calories a day. Because if I was to, let's say, give you 2,000 calories a day and your body is not used to that, you would hold a lot of it as fat. If I cut your calories down to 1,000 a day, yeah, you're gonna lose a lot of weight really quick, but you're also gonna severely slow your metabolism and feel miserable in the process. So I'm gonna put you at 1,700 so you can slowly and steadily lose weight. And I've had in the past where like clients eat more of the right kinds of food and they lose weight. So if I can get you to eat the right amount of protein, and an offshoot of carbs is fiber, protein and fiber hands down will lead to weight loss. If you're eating your protein and eating your fiber, then you will do amazing at dropping the weight that you're trying to lose. So what I'm gonna do is, if we're saying 1,700 calories a day, each gram of protein has 4 calories. So if we do 130 times 4, that's gonna be 520. So 1,700 minus 520 is 1,180. So we have 1,180 calories left to play with, right? So of that, I'm just based on what I know about people and what I feel I know about you, I'm thinking a good carb range would be around 130 a day to start. We're gonna play with that number though. So let's see how many grams of fat that would leave us. So 130 times 4, because each gram of carbs has 4 calories. So we do 130 times 4, and that's 520. So when we do that number minus 520, so that's 1180, it leaves us 660 calories left. Fat is a little bit different than protein and carbs in that each gram of fat has 9 calories. So I'm gonna divide the 660 by 9, and that gives us about 73 grams of fat. So I'm gonna put 70 grams of fat per day, 130 grams of carbs, and 130 grams of protein. So your carbs and protein are about equal. What I would like to do is kind of reverse diet you to start and get your carbs up. If you're handling this well, I would like to bump your carbs up and maybe hold them as high as like 200 grams, and we might bump the fat down a little bit. But I think this is a good starting point. And then of that 130 grams of carbs, females, I want you to eat between 25 to 35 grams of fiber per day. So let me just, thank you. So I kind of want your feedback, because I don't know if people are like, or if they're like, okay, I kind of get that. So was this just like, what the heck did you just throw at me? Kind of tell me what you're thinking.
Well, I think knowing like what you assign to like what protein 1 gram equals how many calories, I think knowing that plays a big role. And then so if you always start with protein and go like that, I think that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay, good. And so this is, right now you're probably like, okay, so what does that mean? Like, what does my plate look like? So what I tell people is, to start, you're not gonna worry, if you're new at macronutrient counting, you're not even gonna worry about these numbers yet. You're gonna eat, and I'm gonna show you how to structure your meals, but you're gonna eat what you eat that day, and you're gonna track it in a food tracker. And then after that, we're gonna compare what were your carbs, proteins, and fats, and what should they be.
Okay.
And then if we're gonna find patterns, we're gonna see like, okay, you're consistently eating way under your protein or way under your fiber. So for your snacks, I want you to start including a little protein in your snacks. That's gonna bump your number up. So your job is just to, I'm gonna show you how to structure your meals, and your job is once a week, you're gonna track in MyFitnessPal or whatever food tracker, and my job is to tell you, okay, I need your snacks to look a little bit more like this, or your breakfast to look a little bit more like that. And we'll work on that kind of as we go. But fiber is a type of carbohydrate. If you get your fiber, if you get your protein, then you're gonna find the weight loss starting to happen. Do you have any questions on any of that? I mean, you probably have a million, but any that like jump out right away?
No, I think that's good.
Okay, cool. That's basically what I do when I'm calculating macros for someone. And at first, if you're new to macro counting, it's super overwhelming. So we just kind of bite off one little bite at a time. But you can do the same thing for yourself at home. And of course, if you have any questions, then shout at me on Instagram at Lindsey Day Fitness, Facebook, Lindsey Day Fitness, or you can check out my website and there's a form there that you can fill out. It's www.LindseyDayFitness.com. Bye, guys.